Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Yes. About 2 days ago now, Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga toured Kibra constituency. And then during that tour, it's widely believed that Uhuru Kenyatta endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga. Yes, it's widely believed that way. And yesterday, we did an analysis on that. So some few hours ago, as I talk right now, Mutahi Ngunyi has also been roped into the whole thing of the endorsement. So in this video today, I want us to have a look at Mutahi's tweets about Uhuru Kenyatta's alleged endorsement of Raila Amolo Odinga, after which we are going to dissect it and see exactly what it means politically. Yes. But before we do that, if you've just bumped on this YouTube channel for the very first time, kindly subscribe and also give this video a like. Give it a like, please. Give it a like. Thank you. God bless you. Let's have a look at Mutahi Ngunyi's tweet, after which we see exactly what it means. Mutahi Ngunyi, if this is not an endorsement, what is it? Then down there you can see Mutahi Ngunyi has tagged that post from Road Alerts. Raila ngapewa uongozi. If you know, you know. Hashtag ngapewa. Then that's the video. That's Mutahi Ngunyi's post and the video where Uhuru Kenyatta allegedly endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga. Yes. And personally, I believe that's an endorsement. So yesterday, we did a detailed analysis on the positive implications of that endorsement. That was yesterday. If you missed that video yesterday, you can check it in our YouTube channel. You will get it. So today, I want us to have a look at the negative implications of that endorsement from President Uhuru Kenyatta. The negative implications. Because I strongly believe that anything with positive implication must also have some negative implications. So in this video today, I want us to have a look at 5 negative implications of that endorsement by Uhuru Kenyatta. And the first thing that comes out clearly, and these negative implications are what most likely Raila Odinga's opponents will use against Raila as we head towards 2022 election. The first negative implication is that Raila's opponents will campaign against Raila Odinga using the project tag. Yes, using the project tag. Any candidate supported by the government is always branded a project. So in this case, Raila's opponents will paint Raila as a weak candidate who cannot win an election on his own but has to be helped by the government. And they will also bring out the issue, or rather the times Raila has been contesting and maybe losing. And they will use that effectively to show that Raila cannot win an election but is now just being pushed down Kenya's throat by the government. It might be true or not, but from where I sit, I really don't believe that Raila can be a project because Raila is a self-made politician. He has enough clout across the country, but his opponents nonetheless will use that against him. And then secondly, Raila most likely will carry the baggage of the government on his shoulders. All the ills of the government, Raila will be forced now to carry all that on his shoulders. Because as of now, ladies and gentlemen, you will largely agree with me that COVID-19 has impacted negatively and also economically, both economically and socially, on a majority of Kenyans. A majority of Kenyans, as I talk, are hurting in their pockets. So Raila's competitors and opponents will try to paint Raila as the cause of all that suffering Kenyans are going through. And they will also try to portray Raila as being part and parcel of the government. Something that might not be true, but they will use that. And then the third negative implication of that endorsement is that naturally we have people who just hate government and anything that comes out of government. We have such kind of people. And the mere fact that all these years Raila has been a fierce critic of the government, these people might have all along been supporting Raila Odinga. But now that Raila is being propelled as a government candidate, these people might now desert Raila Amolo Odinga. And they might desert him, not that Raila has done anything bad, but simply because now Raila is associated with the government. A government that they hate. Yes. So that one can also be a negative implication on Raila's candidature next year. And then fourthly, ladies and gentlemen, Raila's opponents will also try and use the dynasty tag. Because Uhuru Kenyatta's father was the first president of the Republic of Kenya. Raila's father was the first vice president of the Republic of Kenya. So Raila's opponents and competitors will paint Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta as dynasties. But the truth of the matter here is that Raila's father was just an ordinary teacher. He started off just as an ordinary teacher at Maseno High School before he rose to become a vice president. He just started as an ordinary Kenyan, just a mere school teacher. Uhuru's father, on the other hand, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, started just as a meter reader. Somebody was just reading meter before he rose to become a president. So if you look at Raila's father and Uhuru Kenyatta's father, actually, they started from humble beginnings and then they rose to be Kenya's first president and Kenya's first vice president. So Raila's opponents will, where I see it, they will effectively use that to decampaign Raila Amolo Odinga. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, all along, Raila has always campaigned on a reform agenda. And that has always endeared himself to the masses. He has been painting a picture of now it's time for change. It's now time for things to be done afresh, or rather things to be done new. So that has been Raila's agenda, the reform agenda. So now with Raila now coming out as the government candidate, I think his reform agenda will not be as effective as all along it has always been. Because in all this election, Raila has really been using the reform agenda, and that has been getting a lot of traction among a majority of Kenyans. But now that Raila is going as a government candidate, this narrative of being propelled as a reformist will somehow lose some meaning. Because if you look at all the top presidential contenders, Raila stands out among all of them because of his reform credential. He has fought for democracy in this country. He has fought for multi-party democracy and also the constitution that Kenyans are currently enjoying, that is giving us the freedom to speak without any fear or favor. That is largely attributed to Raila Amolo Odinga. So now that he's running as a government candidate, some of his opponents might use that alone to decampaign him, or to really, or rather to decampaign him. So I strongly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that going towards 2022, Raila's opponents will most likely use these 5 things to actually decampaign Raila Amolo Odinga. But having said all that, I also believe that the best thing that has happened to Raila Odinga is an endorsement from President Uhuru Kenyatta. And sometimes back in this YouTube channel, I've always maintained that we have 2 candidates as of now who, if supported by the president, will definitely clinch the presidency. The first candidate we have is Raila Amolo Odinga, and then we also have William Ruto. Assuming Uhuru Kenyatta today endorses any of these 2, that candidate will automatically win the presidency. I'm saying that with a lot of confidence. If Uhuru endorses Raila Odinga, Raila will become the president. If he endorses Ruto, Ruto will become the president. That's a given fact. So this is the best thing that has happened to Raila Amolo Odinga. Because all along again, it has also been widely believed that Raila has been winning the presidency. But what has been denying Raila the win is the deep state, or rather the system. But now with Uhuru Kenyatta's endorsement, now the system is fully behind Raila Amolo Odinga. And that's a good news to Raila's supporters, something that can also help in galvanizing and boosting Raila's support base to turn out in large numbers to vote for him come 2022. Yes. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me just remind you that if you've just bumped on this YouTube channel for the very, very first time, kindly subscribe, but also give this video a like. Give it a like. Give it a like. And to those who are watching us outside of Kenya for the very, very first time, if you are watching us outside of Kenya for the very, very first time, drop a comment and let us know from which part of the globe you are also watching us from. Drop a comment, please. And to our continued fans and subscribers in this YouTube channel, those who have stood with us since we started all this journey, let me congratulate you and tell you that I'm very, very much humbled. Let's continue supporting one another, because that's the only way this message of ours can reach a majority of Kenyans and people across the world. Yes. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe and also give this video a like. Give it a like. Otherwise, God bless you. God bless Kenya. Tamu sana. Tamu sana is tamu.